Okay, hello and welcome. My name is Mohammed Hassan, a chemistry teacher, and today, inshallah, we are going to talk about the most important thing in the chemistry lessons, which is called the atomic structure. Okay, the atomic structure or the structure of the atom. What exactly the meaning of the atom or the concept of the atom? The atom is just the building blocks, the smallest the building blocks of the universe, of the whole universe, the smallest thing, which is the whole universe built from it. Okay? Now, the structure of the atom and the components of the atoms is very, very simple. Basically, the atom is like a circle, okay? A circle, just a small circle, right? In the center of this circle, there is the nucleus. Okay, just a small things here in the center of of this circles or the atoms, we call it the nucleus. Outside the nucleus, we call it shell. This circle here, we call it shell, all right, or energy level. Shell or energy level. Now, the maximum number of the shells around the around this nucleus, the maximum number is going to be seven. Could be one shells, could be two shells, could be three shells, like this, but more than seven shells, not more than seven shells. The maximum number of the shells could be found in the atoms up to seven shells, up to seven shells. Okay. Now, in this shells or the energy levels, there's something we call it the electrons. Okay. The electrons are orbiting around the nucleus like this. All right. So the electrons are orbiting around the nucleus like this. Okay. Now, inside this nucleus, there is two things here. Some of them, one of them, we call it protons, and the others we call it neutrons. Okay. Inside the nucleus, there are two things, the protons and the neutrons. Now, the charge of the protons is positive, and the charge of the electrons here, the electrons, is negative. But the neutrons doesn't have any charge, it's just neutral, like this. Zero. Zero means neutral. It's not positive or negative, it's just neutral. Okay? So that's it. Basically, this is the atomic structure or the structure of the atom. Just a nucleus in the center of the atoms. Outside the nucleus, there are shells or energy levels. Okay? And what are orbiting around the nucleus are the electrons. Okay, the electrons are orbiting around the nucleus. Now, inside the nucleus, there are protons and neutrons. The protons has a positive charge, and the neutrons doesn't have any charge, just neutral, and the electrons has a negative charge. That's it. That's basically the atomic structure. And let's start solving questions related to this topic. From the first question here, he tells you which option exactly correctly describes the relative charges and masses of the subatomic particles. Now, that's option A, B, C, and D. Now, we know from our previous knowledge that the protons has a positive charge, and the neutrons doesn't have any charge, just neutral, and the electrons have a negative charge. So the most option here related to this correct information is going to be D. Protons has a positive charge, neutrons has a neutral charge, electrons has a negative one charge. So the right option for this question is going to be D. Okay, very good. Let's talk about the next question here. The atomic number of element Q is 9, and its mass number is 19. In which group of the periodic table should element Q be placed? Group 0, group 1, group 7, group 2. So we have something here like this Q. This is an element. The atomic number is 9 and the mass number is 19. So there is something in the chemistry lessons we call it electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. What does it mean exactly, electronic configuration? Electronic configuration, it means we distribute the atomic number, which is the number of the electrons in the structure of this element. How is that possible? Now this element has 9 atomic number. Atomic number, it means the number of electrons equal 9. The number of protons equal 9 also. Okay, the number of electrons inside this atoms equal 9, and the number of protons equal also 9. So if we need to distribute these 9 electrons in the structure of the atoms like this, we draw the nucleus like this in the center of the atoms. Outside it, we draw the shells that we use to draw. In the first one, we will put 2 electrons like this. In the first one, we will put 2 electrons. In the next one, we will put 8 electrons like this. Okay? And in the last one, but we don't have here 2 and 8. Now, in the next one, in the first one, we put 2 electrons. What will remain for us from this 9 is going to be 7. Okay? So here, in the last shells, we will put just 7 electrons. So the electronic configurations is just distributing the atomic number, which is the number of electrons, in the structure of the atoms. The first one always take 2. The second one always take 8. Could be less than 8, like 7, 5, 2, but not more than 8. It just take up to 8 electrons, but we just have here 7 electrons. So that's it. This is the electronic configuration of this atomic structure, of this element Q, 2, 7. So what is that related to our questions? If you're just asking about in which row of the periodic table should element Q be placed, what is this related to us here? Now, from the electronic configuration, we can know which row exactly element Q placed in. Now, we can know that from the last electron, from the last shell, which we call it the outer shell, Now, the outer shell here has 7 electrons. It means this element Q in group number 7. Okay, the 7th Q in group number 7. That's it. This is how can we solve the problems or the questions related to the atomic structure. That's right now our topic, which related to the structure of the atom, of the atomic structure, and those are the questions related to it. Thank you very much.